So, boom, Zelda just drops into the past, totally confused. She bumps into Rauru and Sonia, who are basically the founding king and queen of Hyrule. It's a whole vibe, but also super awkward since they have no clue who she is or why she's there yapping nonsense. Zelda gives them the whole rundown of her situation, deep dives under the castle, ancient murals, and a super creepy mummy guy waking up. Rauru and Sonia are trying to process this whole time travel story, and honestly, it's a lot to take in. The secret stone she has is the only thing making her story seem legit. They decide to take a walk to Hyrule Castle, hoping the view from the Great Plateau will jog Zelda's memory or something. The whole landscape feels familiar but also brand new to her, which is a total mind trip. It's giving major déjà vu, but for a place she's never actually seen like this. Things get real when they're attacked by these creepy, evil spirits called shades. Zelda, in a moment of panic, unleashes this massive burst of light power, surprising everyone, including herself. It's her first real taste of the power she holds, and Rauru is immediately impressed by her main character energy. Zelda is shook seeing the actual king and queen of Hyrule personally going around fighting evil. It's a huge culture shock compared to her time. Rauru's just like, it's a ruler's duty. But Sonia calls him out for just wanting to escape his boring castle duties. The dynamic is everything. The lore drop hits hard. This era is all about the Zonai, who came from the sky, teaming up with the Hylians on the surface to build this amazing kingdom. But of course, a major villain is on the horizon, setting the stage for a massive conflict known as the Imprisoning War. Zelda gets introduced to Mineru, Rauru's sister, who is the big brain of the operation. They immediately start geeking out over ancient Zonai tech versus Zelda's future tech, specifically her Pura pad. It's a meeting of the minds, and they're both totally nerding out over each other's gadgets. Mineru can't figure out how to send Zelda back to her time, which is a major bummer. But she does drop some forbidden knowledge about draconification, a wild ritual where someone can become an immortal dragon by sacrificing their sense of self. Zelda is like, thanks, but no thanks on that one. The political tea is piping hot. They've made alliances with the Zora, Rito, and Gorons, but the Gerudo are being distant and aggressive. It's all because of their new chief, the only male born to their tribe in a century. The foreshadowing is not subtle here, folks. Drama is brewing. During a training session, Zelda has a really heartfelt moment with Rauru and Sonia. She finally feels like she's understanding her own power, something she struggled with in her own time. She looks up to them as the ultimate power couple, hoping to be just like them one day. The squad heads down into the depths, this super dark and dangerous underground area. Mineru has a whole research facility down there, filled with old Zonai constructs. It's a whole new world to explore, but it's also packed with ancient dangers and mysteries they're not prepared for. They stumble upon a sealed chamber containing a forbidden type of construct. Zelda's instincts are screaming that this is bad news, warning that it could be a weapon that led to the Zonai's downfall. Mineru is curious, but they agree to leave it sealed and not mess with ancient, world-ending tech. The Gerudo launch a surprise attack on Hyrule Castle, led by their new chief. It's a total betrayal, but it's all part of a bigger, more sinister plan. The chief is clearly aiming for something much bigger than a simple land dispute, and the kingdom is caught completely off guard by the sudden violence. The Gerudo chief reveals his true colors. His name is Ganondorf, and he was never on their side. He orchestrates a massive betrayal, using a Molduga swarm as a distraction while his army strikes. This is the official start of his villain arc, and he's not holding back at all. In a wild political move, Ganondorf shows up at the castle pretending he handled the renegade Gerudo who attacked. He pledges loyalty to Rauru, but Zelda can feel the bad vibes from a mile away. Rauru accepts, deciding it's better to keep your enemies close, which is a risky bet. Sonia comforts Zelda, confirming that Ganondorf is definitely plotting something evil. She knows he's going to try and destroy everything Rauru built. She also tells Zelda how much Rauru will need her support, seeing her as a source of strength for the king in the dark times ahead. Castle gossip is getting weird. There are rumors of a Zelda doppelganger wandering around, and it's freaking everyone out. Sonia and Zelda decide to investigate, thinking it might be some kind of dark magic from the desert, directly connected to Ganondorf's scheming. The mystery is getting thicker. It's the ultimate showdown. The fake Zelda lures Sonia into a trap. Ganondorf reveals himself, having used the puppet to get close to the queen. He's here for one thing, her secret stone. This is the moment everything changes, and the true horror of his plan is revealed. In a heartbreaking and pivotal scene, Ganondorf murders Queen Sonia and steals her secret stone. He absorbs its power, transforming into the monstrous Demon King. Rauru arrives just moments too late, witnessing the tragedy and coming face to face with the newly empowered evil that will define his era. Now fully powered up as the Demon King, Ganondorf unleashes his fury upon Hyrule. He summons 4 massive archfiends and a blood moon, covering the land in monsters and gloom. His reign of terror begins, and the kingdom is immediately plunged into a desperate fight for its very survival. Just when things look hopeless, a mysterious hero appears. It's an ancient construct, piloted by a snarky little Korok. This unlikely duo swoops in out of nowhere and starts fighting off Ganondorf's monsters, giving Rauru and the others a chance to escape the chaos in Hyrule Field. The survivors regroup, and Mineru pieces things together. The evil construct that attacked the castle was one of the forbidden ones, corrupted by Ganondorf. But the one that saved them, the one with the Korok, must be the other one that escaped. It's a weird glimmer of hope in the darkness. Rauru and his crew head out to aid their allies, the Zora, who are in a losing battle. Their king has been killed, but his daughter steps up to lead her people. It's a grim situation, but it's the first step in building a unified army to fight back against the Demon King. The hero construct and his Korok pal, Calamo, show up again to save the day, this time helping the Gorons at Death Mountain. It's becoming their signature move. Pop in, wreck some monsters, and bounce. They're quickly becoming legends, even if no one knows who or what they are. Rauru is spiraling, blaming himself for Sonia's death and the state of the kingdom. Zelda steps in with a major pep talk, reminding him that he's the only king Hyrule has, and that he needs to stand tall for his people. It's the push he needs to get his head back in the game. The allied forces of Rito, Gorons, and Zora gather to defend the Lost Woods. Their plan is to use the forest's confusing layout to their advantage, trapping and ambushing the monster army. It's a clever strategy that relies on teamwork and knowledge of the land to overcome sheer numbers. After receiving a plea for help, the group heads to the Gerudo Desert to meet the resistance. They're led by a fierce warrior named Ardi, who initially wants nothing to do with outsiders. But the threat of Ganondorf is too great, forcing them to consider an alliance with their former enemies. They finally catch up with the construct and Calamo. Zelda has a massive realization. The construct is being powered by a shard of the Master Sword. This explains its heroic nature. The legendary sword itself, or at least a piece of it, is fighting alongside them in this ancient battle. Mineru has a private moment with the hero construct, contemplating its nature. She realizes that these powerful machines are neutral vessels. Their actions are dictated by the power source within them. Infused with light, they protect. Infused with darkness, they destroy. It's all about the heart of the matter. It's time for an upgrade. Rauru decides to share the power of the secret stones with the leaders of the allied races and Mineru. This act officially creates the 6 sages, each wielding immense power. It's Hyrule's best and last hope for matching the Demon King's strength in the coming war. Mineru explains the full tragic backstory of the Zonai. They were an advanced civilization destroyed by their own creations when they lost control of the constructs. This historical context makes the presence of the 2 active constructs, one good, one evil, even more significant and dangerous. History is repeating itself. With the Archfiends defeated, the time has come for the final push. Rauru rallies the entire army of Hyrule, now united with all races standing together. Their target is Hyrule Castle, where they plan to confront Ganondorf and end his tyranny once and for all. The final battle is here. The assault on Hyrule Castle begins in the most epic way possible, from the sky. The sages use the legendary Stormwind Ark, an ancient Rito airship, to fly over the battlefield and launch a direct attack. It's a massive, coordinated strike by land and air, the biggest battle of the war. The battle at the castle is a disaster. Ganondorf is simply too powerful on his home turf. Rauru makes a tough call. They need to fall back. He initiates a contingency plan to lure Ganondorf away from his seat of power and into a trap prepared deep within the depths. In an act of incredible bravery, Calamo and the Knight construct Volunteer to stay on the surface. Their mission is to act as decoys, drawing the attention of Ganondorf's entire monster army, to give the sages time to spring their trap below. It's a potential suicide mission for the sake of the world. The trap is set. As Ganondorf descends into the depths, filled with arrogance, Rauru and the 6 sages are waiting for him. They've chosen a site brimming with sacred power to amplify their own abilities. This is their chosen battlefield for the final, decisive confrontation with the Demon King. While the epic battle rages below, the fight on the surface reaches its tragic climax. The Knight construct is overwhelmed and destroyed by Ganondorf's forces. Calamo, who has been its constant companion, is left heartbroken and alone, having lost his best friend in the fight for Hyrule's future. Down in the depths, the sages are outmatched. Realizing they cannot destroy Ganondorf, Rauru makes the ultimate sacrifice. He unleashes all of his light power, giving up his own physical form and life force to create an unbreakable seal, imprisoning the Demon King deep beneath Hyrule Castle. In the aftermath, Calamo makes a touching decision. He chooses to put down his roots on the very spot where his mechanical friend fell in battle. He gives his life to grow a new, great forest, ensuring his friend's sacrifice will be remembered forever as a living part of the land. With Ganondorf sealed but not gone forever, Zelda knows her journey isn't over. The story of the Imprisoning War is recorded in murals to guide future heroes. And Zelda, understanding what must be done, prepares for her own great sacrifice to ensure Hyrule will have a fighting chance in the distant future.